Namaste, Jai Bharat. This Pakistan has an irredeemable history. Irredeemable, I said rhetorically, but really irredeemable, I feel so. Pakistan has no history otherwise. They just got themselves separated from Bharat for the simple reason that they have adopted a religion which is not theirs, which is Arab religion, basically, and wanted to distance themselves from Hindus, their own ancestors, saying that they cannot coexist, their own problem. That inability to coexistence goes against the Vedic principle of coexistence, of the multiple and plural, which they are not aware of. So they, right from day one, they are a very estranged lot. Estrangement of the highest level is self-alienation. That is alienating from your own original self and getting into some kind of non-existent, spurious ideology or idea, whatever. That's a basic structural problem. A structural problem at the substructural level is the one with Pakistan. Now, from that time onwards, from day one onwards of their getting separated, they have always tried to compare themselves with Bharat. They always try to compare. They have this feeling that they are somehow, somewhere behind or inferior. And this feeling is a permanent paint on Pakistani psyche. And just to overcome or conceal for they themselves from this inferiority complex, they try to create an aura or a kind of narratives that they are the ultimate thing in the entire world. Okay, if they said they are superior to Bharat, that should have meant one thing, but they try to say that superior to every other existing beings, then of course that becomes self-stultifying and very ridiculous. Now, what we see here is another interesting thing in the context of Iran-US war. Many people in the nation have been making narratives. There is no facts behind it. There are no much serious reality. But then people are, especially those journalists, they are fond of making many narratives because these people in our present time want to sell their story. So they are desperate. There is heavy competition in that field. So many of them are desperate to sell their stories, and from that point they go to the extent of fantasies and creating stories and even willfully, knowingly telling lies. Many lies are inadvertent because somebody tells and others repeat. So there are both kinds of lies, inadvertent lies and also willful lies. So there have been narrative. I also heard it several times that the only nation which can mediate the war is Bharat, and the only person who was talking relation to everyone is my Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi. But this is correct. He has talking relations to everyone. But if don't ask him to go and mediate with people, and I don't think he will be very happy with that because he has other business to look into. Where of course fruitful things can evolve, he would definitely step in. But he's not running around people that you talk to. He talks to people. Our nation has very good relations with almost everyone except Pakistan. So we have good relations, we can talk to. But then there is a place where he can talk. There is a point which you can talk to, and there are issues which one can talk. You cannot talk about everything to everyone just because you have got talking relations to people. So we understand it well. But then there have been such narratives, especially in the European world, that Bharat can mediate and do this and do that. But we are very realistic. We know who stands where and what stands where. So the best thing is not to get into difficulties by talking things which do not make sense to at least one party. So we have not involved. We have not. So this has bugged Pakistan. This has bugged Pakistan to that extent that they also wanted to rise up to the level of international negotiating in media. They would like to mediate the peace accord between US, Iran, etc. They started doing it, and also there's a small incentive behind this for Pakistan from Trump, none other than Trump. Trump has become such an interesting character for the world that finally it has come to the point that nobody takes him that serious, or people take him lightly and wait for what he says, whether it comes true or not, to find that. At least I do that. I would take it serious when things are told. I would just wait for whether it's really happening or not. So that's the case with Trump. So he must have given a pitch to Azim Munir, go and do this, go and talk, or maybe somewhere. But he has not come directly in picture. None of the leaders are directly in picture. But the Pakistani social media started making narratives that they are going to mediate between Iran and US. And then they will do this, they will do that, they will call these people, that people. Such narrative. The day one when I heard that, actually the person who first I heard the story from in the Pakistani media, who is not as who is supposed to be responsible, serious person, not a fake storytelling person. I don't want to speak her name of. She appears a professional journalist. If she was not in Pakistan, she would have done better outside. Had she been in India, things would have been better for her. So I don't know why she is making it. Then of course I know that she is not willfully creating lies. She is just repeating, quoting what has come. But she was exposing it as a breaking news. Then itself, I just made a small video, but I usually do. I don't go for rhetorics and decorums of making a video. I just come and speak. No visual dancing extra. I don't have time for that. So she was telling that they are going to mediate, and she was speaking seriously. It means she was misled. She thought that's really going to happen. Then of course I did a media calling it as wild in capital letters. Wild impossibility. And same thing happening. Now with all those stories, and Trump was telling, I'll give 5 days, and I'll give 1 month, I'll give this thing, that thing. All these narratives from Trump's side, and never trust him. He is really not going to give any time. He gives 5 days of ceasefire, 5 days of not attacking the what you call energy installations, but then he will attack. He will say one thing and other things will happen. Now, perhaps Iran also realizes that there was birds of the same feather, I would say that. So they will understand one another and operate one another in whichever possible successful manner. So this Pakistan makes this narrative that they are mediating. Finally, then they also got a lieutenant general's name, that speaker, a lieutenant general or somebody else, whose name, who's doing this, so many names, figures, facts, everything, mathematics are coming in columns, and so many things happen. Finally, Iran outrightly rejected such talk, and they said there's no question of talking to US. And then US has given a 15-point demands to Iran, and Iran gave 5-point demands to US. All these dramas are going on. Now, I see the point is that there's nobody in the Iranian regime. This is very painful. There's nobody in the Iranian regime, IRG or this thing or that thing or the religious leader. Their commitment is not to the people of Persia. People of Persia are really neglected through all these years. The people of Persia, their tradition, their Parsi language, and their history, everything is overlooked. Their only focus is religion. And the religion, that too, is not their own. The religion which they have borrowed. Borrowed means somebody thrust upon their head. And everything whatever happens is for the religion, neither for the land, nor for the people, nor for the history, nor for their culture. They have resources, Iran, very rich resources, but they have not used it for any of their own reasons. They used it for spurious reasons. That's because of such intense, irrational obsession with religion. No matter which religion. I am not specifically speaking of Islam, but in this case it is Islam, so I speak. absolutely unconditional, irrational obsession with religion. That's the only thing they look for. Look at Pakistan, same thing is happening there. They have nothing in difference with the people of India. They have nothing in difference except the religion which made them in all these 70, 80 years altogether and completely and drastically and desperately different from the people of India. That is the situation of Pakistan, and they go for such narratives in their desperate attempt and efforts to become naturally equal to Bharat. When Bharat is doing this, they want to do the same thing. Copycats and copycatting for all these years. Now you can find out the fault where it is. I am not going to pinpoint. But when somebody said Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi is going to mediate, then Pakistan wants to mediate themselves. But we are not interested. Bhai PM never said that he is going to mediate. He was never enthusiastic about being mediating. Look at him as a person. He is a resigned man. He has transcended this mundane existence beyond your imagination. That's only a philosopher will understand. These things makes no difference to him. What really shall make difference to him is his nation, Bharat. For him, for me, for many others like that. This makes difference to us. Other things, personal things are immaterial. This is a Swayam Sevak's culture. This is an RSS culture. What we are taught is simple. Rashtraya Swaha. Idam Namama. Everything is for nation. I'm not an entity or individual. No self here. Everything is for nation. That's a kind of mantra which had been guiding people like him. And many people in our nation, they won't go forward. They just want to take credit for themselves. They don't want. And Trump is poles apart. He wouldn't ever be able to understand this stream of thought in 7 births if he happens to take. Not quite possible. And Pakistan is, of course, a far flung. Their only elixir is religion. That's how they know. Nothing more, nothing less, just religion. So the world is closed to them. They lived in a narrow, closed world, self-closed world. And in Sanskrit there is a saying, Kupa Mantuga, means the frog which is in the well, which thinks world is the world. That is the world. There is nothing beyond it. That's what Pakistan does, in spite of the history connected with us, which they themselves are leading. So they were trying to pose they are going to mediate. And when the Iran is refusing, everybody is telling no such things. But Trump keeps telling. Perhaps Trump have told Pakistan to say that you will mediate for us, etc. I don't know. But then Iran is categorically denying that we don't want to talk to those people. And Iran is obstinate like a mule, we know that, because they have nothing to lose. I've already told you, they are not connected to their history. They are not connected to the people. They are not connected to anything. They are also connected only to religion. So whatever happens, they are so sure that this life is Puja's life. They are all going to live a life after death with in the so-called Jannat, yes, not Jahannam. Jannat with 72 hoors and all kinds of things. The hoors who are eunuchs and wine flowing river with wine that doesn't intoxicate. This part they have not gone into. But who is taken whom for a ride is for you to think. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.